Hello, welcome to LEV Toys! Okay, I want you to tell me, have you been playing Animal Crossing for far too many hours like I have been? I have been totally enjoying avoiding my real life chores and doing so many virtual chores that Tom Nook keeps sending me, but it's on a tropical island, which makes it so much better. Now I decided I've got to make a Lego Animal Crossing build. I don't even know how to start. I have some plans. So, first up though, we need to make a character. Number one. Now, an Animal Crossing character, they wear all sorts of clothes. So I thought we'd have some sensible shoes to start with, a tropical print t-shirt, and the head's a bit hard because the heads in Animal Crossing are bigger than the bodies, but I thought these new micro doll faces with the big eyes would do quite nicely. And some nice simple hair. All of these things, if you've been playing Animal Crossing, you will know. I mean, yesterday I ran around as a sushi, and so you can change just about everything that your character wears and looks like. But we're going to keep a nice simple look to start with. Next up, we got a character. Number two, we need tools to catch all the fish, to catch all the bugs, and to do our large array of chores around the island. We need a large array of tools. So let's start off with a net, because we need our net to catch. Let's see, Lego provides us with a yellow butterfly. Shouldn't they all be yellow because they start with butter? Is it something like that? And we can display it, like show it off. There, see, not with a whole lot of bells, our yellow butterfly, but it's so pretty. Now we also need a fishing rod to catch all the fish, and we need a ladder to get up to the next level. We need a pogo stick to get across the rivers in the beginning before we actually build some bridges. Need a shovel for digging up all the fossils, and we need a slingshot for all of those delicious balloons with presents to bring them down. Oh, and an axe to hit every tree on the island. Okay, and all of these tools, coincidentally, go into my pocket. There we go. Tools ready. What are we going to do next? We're going to build. We're going to build an island. Right, number three, build an island. Okie dokie. So let's start with a whole heap of blue tiles, and let's make our floor plan or our island plan of what shape and size we want this island to be. And in the middle here, we're going to have a raised level of green, of the actual, the green area, the land area. But let's work on the sand and the water first, and then we'll build up from there. So the first job now is to get our shoreline all connected up. See, I want that curved piece there to, like, curved piece of sand around a curved piece of water, but that's not connecting up. That's right. We'll fix it. We'll figure out another way. I like my tipper-tapper hammer because we're trying to get all of these tiles to securely go down over quite a large area. So tipper-tapper, this is going to be really hard to get off again later. But I don't know that I'm going to want to break this down. We'll have to see. Let's connect this up. So we want this to curve out here and stick out like that, because I want a river coming down here and the outlet, like the little, where the river meets the ocean, down here at the front. And on this side, we're going to have another little section of land, a little raised section of living space. Okay, and I think we'll make that, yeah, okay, I'm going to move this little rounded piece in just a little bit. Yep, that's good. And we'll make the river area a little bit narrower. That's good. And this bit over here is still hanging off the side. So let's use a transparent blue rivery bit, shiny bit on the top there to hold that on for now, just so it doesn't float off in the air. Now, let's work on this area of land over here. I've only got a few of these rounded green pieces in this bright lime green, and that's the color I'm going to use for the grass. So going to use them wisely kind of at the front of the build. So if I use the curved pieces for the tan there, that should look right. And we will need to build this up a bit because the land sits up higher, obviously, than the beach. And I don't think my base plates here are going to be not long enough. So I'm going to need a supporting brick on the inside built up to just the right level. And that's a nice place for it to support. And look at that! Ta-da! We've got a nice bit of land off to the side. But we have our main piece of land to build over here. And I just want another little bit of beachy sand bit just out here on the side. Okay, land. A big piece of land. I do not have a base plate big enough for this. I need to support it at the back though. So let's build a support up. So we need two tiles up currently, and then we need a brick height up, And then we're going to line them along here. And then along... Yep, alright, so I think that looks like a good size for our actual living area of the land. And we got enough beach sitting in front now. Do I have enough base plates to fill this space? I should do. There's going to be some massive floppily bits in the middle and a hole where we're going to need some support, some serious support for these tiles, because obviously we're going to be putting lots of things in here. So, well, not in here, on top of the green grassy bits. So we're going to put supports in. So we need a brick height, and then we need 2 tiles worth height. And that should support our section here nicely. So that's 1 tile's worth. And then we can just kind of put the second tile's worth in random places enough here. It doesn't need to cover all of those sections. That should be enough for support. Okay, it's taking shape. We've got the beach, we've got the ocean, we've got a river, and we've got some land. Now, number 3, let's build a house. Oh, sorry, this is number 4, build a house. Now we've moved up from our first installation with a tent. We've got our starter home, and first up we need a door, and this is the best I can do for a door. We don't have a really orange door, but brown will do nicely. It also is a curved door, and we're going to trick the eye a bit with this. We're going to use these to create a curve around the door, and yeah, hopefully I can make this work. So let's put our little doorstep on first, and then we can build our yellow up around the sides to the right height. Now, I think I'm going to need to make it a little higher than we'll actually... Yeah, because I want the door to be able to open. If I put that another brick down, it's going to stop the door from being able to open. So we're just going to make our curve just a bit above the door, which is fine. That still kind of tricks the eye enough. Okay, so the walls do not go straight up and down. They are slanted outwards, not just to make this not so simple. So I could use these upward slanty outy bricks. I think that's going, if I put 2 of them on top of each other, that's going to be really wide. So I might take them up by 1 brick. And even though that's not like a smooth slant out, that's going to make it proportionally a bit better. And I'm going to have to slant in so that I can have the overhang of the roof. Yeah, okay. I do not have many of these outward facing slant things, so I'm going to have to bring the side walls in. And I actually don't remember what the side of the starter house looks like. I know there's a window, but I think this will do nicely enough. And now let's put a hinge here for our roof to attach to, our little pointy roofs. It'll have to be, yeah, 1 on each side. So I need the other side to match. Just trying to slant it inwards now, going in, because the roof is going to have to kind of be... I don't even know how to... The front obviously is going to have to slant in with the roof. Can't have like a big gap there. So, but it needs to also not obstruct the roof from being able to slant in far enough. If that makes sense, hopefully it makes sense as we go. Let's make this side exactly the same as the other side, and that window is not centered, and I'm just going to have to handle that. Let's put the hinge on this side too. And now let's match up our inwardy slant things here. And now we never see the back of the buildings in Animal Crossing, so yeah, there's nothing going on at the back here. We're just going to build the same shape here at the... Yes, the same shape at the back as the front, and there's no room for anything inside because that's like a totally different loading screen. So maybe we can store the tools in there in a chest or something, but yeah. There's nothing in this house. There's no room. Now, roof time! You can choose the color of your roof. I'm choosing a dark blue because I have enough dark blue panels to be able to actually make a roof out of this color, and I think it complements the other colors quite nicely. I actually chose a yellow roof, of course, for my starter home. Now, let's see if I've got all these angles correct on the house and whether that's going to fit in the space it is. We're going to need a little underhang thing on the front and the back of our roof, which will also help hold these panels together a bit better, and it'll also disguise our slope in there. Okay, we need to do the same thing on the other side, but as a mirror image. So let's do exactly that using the dark blue smooth panel. Look at that. You can see where I took the sticker off, that big blue one. Using the blue panels to hold them all together. and the white one on the inside also for extra strength, and we'll attach this to our hinge and they should come together in the middle. Now, there's a big gaping space at the top and in the middle of our house. So let's see if I can angle this. Yep, that'll do all right. And same thing on the back. Let's do, hold on. I need to build that up a little bit more. Yep, still going all right. And these ones like that. And then, nice. Okay, now on the top, currently the weather is pouring into our house. So we're going to make a little top bit, which is not optimal, but I can't think of any other way to make this roof peaky at the top because my skills are not that strong when it comes to roof building. That's too low. Let's pick that up, and no, that's still not good. Let's do it. One more stud. If only you could have half a stud, it would look so much better, like at half a stud higher. Anyway, on this side, we're going to put a chimney because there is a chimney, and we can use this hinge and make a cylinder for the shape, and this cylinder, like a cone, and then a cylinder on the top. And if you leave the lights on in your house, that's not quite sitting. It probably, it's just a tiny bit askew. It'll do. If you leave the lights on, you actually, the smoke still comes out of your chimney. Did you notice that? So if you turn the lights off, no smoke, lights are on, it's like you're home and there's smoke coming out of the chimney. Now let's see if our starter home, it does fit on our living space on the island. Now I have to press this panel down, like this plate down onto our base plate. Okay, just bear with me while I speed this up. And we push this down and destroy it a bit, but put it all back together again. Ta-da! I think that's seated down securely enough. Nice! Oh, that's a cute little house. We'll put the little step up into it. And on the side there are actually 2 bushes with a little bit of garden bed edging. So we're going to make our garden bed edging symmetrical on either side, and it matches the color of our front doorstep too. There we go. All right, time for some bushes. Now, this bush design with the 6 sprongs like this actually came out of the Chinese Lego festival set, and I've used it in everything. You need the 6 sprong thing, and you need some leaves, but you can't just put the leaves on by themselves. You need to put a flower on the top because the flower has a little hole in it, and that's what holds on the spring. See, I'm making that up, but the little stick bit that's going out. So we need 6 of these because there are 6 little sprongs. Just a technical name for them. And then you just layer them all the way around, and then you've got a lovely little circular bush. I love these new leaf designs because they've just opened up so many possibilities, including this beautiful little circular bush. And we're going to sit it up a little bit. We need to have a stud with a hole in it, so a flower's perfect for that, to fit that in. And then another normal stud just to sit it up a bit higher above those garden bed edging, otherwise it's going to not fit well. So let's put one in here. Sits a little bit higher, but it'll do. And we're going to, here's some more that I made previously. We've got another one. Can I fit both of them here in this space? They're a bit snug. Oh, I don't like that gap in between so much. And they're too close to the house. I wonder if I can move them over a bit. I reckon I can, maybe if I angle them, because there are actually empty spaces if you angle the leaves. There we go, that fit nicely. You angle the leaves properly and fit them in the empty spaces. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. There's actually space. So here's one for the other side, and at the moment I've got one sitting there right into the middle, and if I can put the other one with 2 on either side, like the leaves on either side of that, they fit. Isn't that neat? Now our house has got the bushes and it looks so cute. Of course we need a crafting bench, like the very first log crafting bench. So we've got our log top here. We'll put some brown wedges to just make it look a little bit more like a tree trunk. And I'm going to use a hinge piece here, a hook piece here to hold the saw, because there's actually a saw on your crafting bench. Goes up that way. I think it's going to actually just fall off of it. So it could be securely like that. Doesn't look very safe if anyone's walking past, but we'll store the saw there like that for now. Now on this side, we've got a mailbox. We need to make a mailbox, the beginner mailbox, which is just this wooden thing with a dark space in the middle. And so that's what the black bit is. And on the side, we've got a circle to hold our You've Got Mail thing in not quite a bright enough blue flat stud, but this is the only blue flat stud I have that's not transparent. So it will just have to do. You got the idea, I think. So You've Got Mail, little stud there on our mailbox out the front of the house. So cute. Okay, all right. Now, we've got a house, we've got our crafting bench, we've got our mailbox. What do we need next? I'm a little bit afraid because number 5, we need fruit trees. Every island gets its own native fruit tree. Mine was apples, of course. Boring apples. It couldn't be cherries, could it? No, had to be apples. So we are making an apple tree. Okay. First up, let's put some of these angled pieces down in different directions to make a nice simple trunk for our tree, and that's where the simple ends, because now we need 3 balls of foliage to actually make, we could use these bushes, but they need to be bigger, so that's going to be the general idea, but we're going to embiggen it. This is not my area of expertise, but I'm gonna have a go. So I'm gonna use one of these with all of the little holes on all the sides. I've only got one brown one of these, so gonna use it down near the trunk area. Going to fill it out with a bit of green foliage, and because I know the front and the back, the little balls aren't gonna cover the front and the back. I don't know if that makes sense yet. It will as we go. But this is going to be the front of the actual, of our foliage part of the tree. And this is going to be the back. It'll all become clear as I build it, I hope. Okay, front and the back, and the balls are going to stick off the side. Okay, all right. We're ready. Now, I need these 6-spronged ones to go on each side. And we are going to fill them up with our basic foliage like we did on the bushes. So with a leaf and a flower, green flower. And yeah, we're going to fill them all the way around like that, and then have a look at them and see what that actually looks like, and whether that's going to fill the space enough for it to look like 1/3 of a tree. So we need another one here and another one here on our last little empty spring thing. I think I'm thinking of sprog. Am I thinking of sprog? No, I don't know what I'm thinking of. And we got a little leaf on the bottom here so that I can remember which way is going to be facing down, because that's going to be facing down. It's going to be important as we go along, because I'm going to be adding to this ball. So we're going to, not behaving, we're going to be adding 3 leaves onto almost all of these little spikes? Do I need spokes? Do I mean spikes? I think I mean spikes. Okay, so we've put them on the top couple of spikes. I'm gonna go with spikes. Those spokes almost kind of works too. Spikes, and we're leaving the front one, the front bottom, and the bottom one empty for a reason, because the front bottom one is going to have the apple attached to it. Not in the front there. I could just shove it in there, but it's not going to hang like an apple or look like an apple. So we're going to try and be a bit clever and put a hook in between the 2 of the leaves. So leaving out one of the leaves and putting a hook in there, and hopefully I can put that on here and it will hang nicely. It's all a bit fragile because they're all I've layered a lot of foliage on top of each other here onto each little spike, and they're going to kind of hang, well, it's not kind of hang, I want it to hang like that. I think that will work, and I'm just trying to now bend the leaves around so that they fill up all the spaces and they're all facing the same direction. Oh no, hold on, everything's falling apart. I should probably stop touching it. No, I'm going to put them all back on again and try and get that apple to behave. There, apple, that's where I want you. I just need to leave the rest of the leaves alone. Leave the leaves alone. And the bottom one does not have any extras on it now. I have another one in a mirror image to go on the other side with the apple behaving properly. That's what happens when you create it off camera. And that looks weird because I've put them on what was going to be the front and the back of the foliage. They actually need to go here, tucked in nice and close. And now it does actually look like 2 balls of foliage on the tree trunk. Let's just check that. This is not the most stable of branch building techniques, but it looks so good. I just don't want to bump it. Now, the apple's got the front, and that single leaf goes at the bottom. So pretty. It's so pretty. Now I got to make a big ball for the top, right? And put an apple in there too. Do you know that cherries would have been so easy because you could just stick them into the holes of the leaves? They'd be right in the front. Okay. Now, I want the 3 spiked leaves for this one because we're going to be putting these all the way around. Like all the way around. Well, we're going to put the 3 spiked ones all the way around the sides. We're going to do the apple first because it's going to be right at the front. So the apple's trying to fall off. Trying to decide whether we want it maybe on the, you know how these spikes are at different heights? Maybe the middle height one would be, yeah, that looks all right. Okay, I think that will do. So we need the 3 spiked foliage pieces to go all the way around the outside. These little edge holes. I'm just turning them around because it does kind of matter what different heights they're at to make a ball. I'm trying to get the high ones next to the low ones or the ones next to it. I don't know if that makes sense. Just make sure that they all fit and they don't knock each other off. Right, okay. Let's see how that looks. Actually looks really good. Let's see how that looks on the actual, is it gonna fit on? It really does, but we've still got to put one more big spike in the top. So we're going to use one of the 6 spikers for the top to fill out our ball. And on the top, we're going to use a leaf, a flower, and a leaf. And start with that, and like on all of the spikes, or maybe just on the bottom spikes. Let's see how they look on all the spikes, but definitely on the bottom spikes. Yeah, no, we'll put them on the top spikes too. And see whether that fills out the space into a ball shape. Does it even fit? It does. You kind of angle them into the spaces. Oh my goodness! That's actually a lot more secure than the branches. We're going to add a couple more pieces of leaves just on these top, like underneath top ball ones. Just kind of where it looks like it needs a bit more filling out. I don't really want to overdo it too much because I could explode it everywhere. We could have foliage everywhere. I love it! Okay, let's put this here. And we now have got an apple tree, a native apple tree to my island with 3 balls of foliage and apples all hanging perfectly. There's this strange apple on the ground though. Where did that come from? Let's get rid of the extra apple. But on the ground we would have a stick. There we go. So there's a stick. I wish I had a lime green hook to actually hold this on the ground, but I don't. So it's just going to have to sit there and fall off every time I move this. Okay, this is going very, very well. We've still got some serious terraforming to do though. And I'm quite frankly exhausted just this far. The apple tree almost broke me. So you're going to have to just wait for the second half, but we will finish this Animal Crossing build very soon and it will be cute and we'll have all the important things in it. And wow, all right, yeah, we do have a lot still to go. So now is the time to remember to subscribe so you get notified when the second half of this build goes up. Make sure you let me know in the comments what you thought I should have done better. And I will see you in the next part really soon. Now I think I'll go and play Animal Crossing and avoid all my chores, but not this one. I will get back to this very soon, I promise. I'll see you soon. Bye.